What's up guys, I'm Akila. Welcome to my channel. In today's video we're focusing on skin, that perfect dewy summer skin. Back in the days when I used to wear makeup during the summer, I thought I had to be matte because I have really oily skin, but I learned that just because I have oily skin does not mean I have to suck my skin dry. So yeah, I'm going to still be able to set everything and still come out with nice beautiful skin. And the catch for today's video is we're going to only use drugstore products. So if you would like to see how I get my dewy summer skin, please keep on watching. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get started. I already put on my brows. This is the Milani brow pencil. I really like it. I usually use the ABH powder, but this is pretty good too, and for a reasonable price. Okay, so first thing first, you need clean skin, and then from there you need moisture. And we're going to be using the Saturday Skin Waterfall Glacier cream. I was gifted this product from Saturday Skin, so thank you guys so much. But the reason why I like this moisturizer so much is that a very lightweight cream, but at the same time very moisturizing, and it just seeps into the skin so well. This would be like the perfect cream for girls who have oily skin and don't want to put like a heavy cream on their face. Me personally, I don't care. I will put on a real thick heavy cream under my foundation just because I love the way it looks. So here's what my skin is looking like, and from there, just because I'm extra, I'm gonna apply a face oil, and this is the Milani Green Goddess Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil, and this is what it looks like. They also have like a rose one, but you can use any oil. One of my friends on Instagram was asking me like, what's a good hydrating foundation? And if you're on a budget, you don't necessarily need to go out and buy a new foundation. All you really have to do is apply a nice oil under your foundation, or you could mix it in. And there's so many face oils on the market now that you don't really have to spend a lot of money to get the look that you're going for. Before I get into foundation, I'm gonna color correct. It's not really so much like I'm using the orange concealer. I'm just going to use like a fuller coverage concealer that's just like has like a hint of orange in it, and it's close to my skin tone. And for that, I'm going to use the Juvias Place concealer. I use this in shade 12. Yeah, it's like really close to my skin tone, and I just put it in places where I have hyperpigmentation or dark spots like I have on the side of my face. So I'm just gonna put it in those places. This concealer has pretty good coverage. While this kind of settles down, I'm going to put on some primer. This is the e.l.f. Putty primer, and this is the matte one. You can use the regular one. The regular one works fine, but this is what I have on my desk right now. I'm going to apply it in the places where I get oily or have bigger pores, and that's really in my T-zone and on my cheeks and on my forehead. I really love these putty primers. I love the matte one and the regular one. Since I already have on this face oil and that moisture cream, everything is just going to balance each other out. I'm going to use like a little dome concealer brush from Crown and just stamp this in. Like, the more I'm blending it, the more it's just going all over my face, but in the end it's going to all come together. For foundation, I'm going to use the NYX Born to Glow foundation. This foundation took the world by storm. What was it, last year? And I did a review on it, but at the time I didn't really care for it, mainly because I was more so wearing like matte foundations. So I just thought it was like the typical drugstore foundation, but so many of you guys loved it. And this foundation is on the dewy side. It isn't full coverage, but it does have, I look so crazy right now. It isn't a full coverage foundation, but it does have a nice amount of coverage. So it's like medium, and you could build it up to full. but I'm not really going for that full coverage look today. I want to be beat, but then at the same time I still want to be more on the natural side, even though I'm not looking like it right now because everything just looks so full coverage. But I'm gonna go in with my Juno cloud sponge. I have a discount code Jador Drew if you guys want to try them, but between this sponge and the microfiber sponge, I'm obsessed. So yeah, I'm just going to use this sponge to pat everything in and take off any excess foundation. Looking pretty good so far. Like, you could still see some of my imperfections. Next up, for like as a contour stick, we're going to use the Juvias foundation stick in Namibia. This is a really good shade for me. It's not strong. It's not going to give me a heavily chiseled look. As you guys can see, I'm flicking the color upward. I don't want to drag it down into this area right here, so I'm just going to flick it up and stamp in everything else. As you guys can see, like, it blends effortlessly, especially when you're blending things on a more creamier base instead of matte. Everything just melts into each other, and that's why today I'm going to be mostly using cream products. And then for my nose, I'm going to use like a small domed brush. I got this one from BH Cosmetics in a set a long time ago, and I'm just going to blend out this nose concealer, and I like to take it into my brow just for like a more effortless, seamless blend. Okay, and like, it's all coming together. I no longer just look like a potato with eyebrows. Like, that's what I used to look like when I first started doing makeup. Now we could do the under eye concealer to bring it all together, and we're going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. If you guys been around for a little while, you guys know this was like my favorite drugstore concealer. It's so good. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply this under my eye. This is in the shade 410 Almond, and I'm gonna let the concealer under my eye set for a little bit while I blend out the rest of the concealer. I'm gonna use this brush right now to blend it out, and then go in again with the cloud sponge. Using a brush allows you to have more coverage than using like one of these cloud sponges. If you want to use a sponge and get like next to full coverage, use the microfiber velvet sponge. Trying to get into the habit of using brushes to apply my makeup. I'm more so a sponge girl, but I've been really enjoying using brushes. Like, I feel like I have a lot more control. I'm gonna clean up this contour with some remainder concealer that I had on my hand. And this is Morphe M536 brush, and this is really good to blend out concealers. If you're ever like blending out your concealer and you feel like it's going too far back, you just dab off the excess product on your brush before you go in, so you don't keep blending and blending and blending out. I've never used this concealer with a brush before. It looks pretty good. And then again, I'm gonna go in with my sponge just to make sure everything is nicely blended out and is even. And before I set this, I'm going to go ahead and add blush. We're going to be using this cream blush by Milani. This is the Milani liquid blush in the shade Rose Romance. And to apply this, I'm going to put it on my hand first. I don't want to apply it and it drag off my foundation, so I'm going to use my microfiber sponge, tap into it, and then apply. I'm a lover of blush, so I would actually just keep building, even though this is I think this is a pretty nice level of blush. Oh, these kind of remind me of the Glacier cloud paints because it's in the squeeze too, but it also gives you the same effect as Fenty's cheek out blushes. Put a little bit on my nose. Okay, now we can set. Even though this is a drugstore video, the only thing that I can't compromise on is my powder, so I'm still going to be using my ABH powder in Banana. Like, that's just one thing that I can't play around with. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. While this settles, I'm going to use my bronzer. This is the L'Oreal Bronze Please bronzer. They released this last summer, but you could still find it at Walmart. So I'm just going to dab in this bronzer. My skin is looking so cute right now. Make sure you bring it into your hairline. Don't be mad at me, guys, but I'm using my Sephora Micro Smooth to set my face. Like, what is a good press setting powder from the drugstore that you like? I don't have one at the moment. I just found this Micro Smooth powder and I've been using it non-stop ever since, so I don't have one. You guys let me know so I could pick one up. And then for setting spray, we're using the Morphe Luminous setting spray. This is my favorite. It definitely takes away that powder look. So if you're struggling with like that powdery look after you do your makeup, I strongly suggest trying out this spray. After I set my face, I mist my sponge and then pat it out on my hand so it's not going in, so I'm not going into my face with a really damp sponge. And I just go in and pat everything in. Make sure all that powder look is gone. And then voila. See how it still looks dewy and it looks like skin? Another tip for us oily girls is the technique that Jacklyn does. She sets her primer. I would strongly suggest that if you're going to be out all day and you have really oily skin, like set your powder in place and like it will be one more layer to stop your oil from like seeping through your foundation. I'm gonna do my eyeshadow. I don't want anything crazy. We're gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I haven't used this palette yet. I'm so excited. So yeah, we're gonna put something nice and warm for like my transition shade. Let's see. I'm liking G Honey. Like, this looks so pretty. That was pretty much like the darkest golden brown that's in this palette. So we're gonna use Next, this right here, and we're just gonna keep it on the outer half of the eye. Okay, we're gonna go back into the first brush with a little bit of G Money on the brush and try to blend this out and tone it down just a little bit. I'm gonna try out a few shades on my fingers. I'm not too sure what I want on my lid. Let's just get ready with me, Talia and Rider Diamonds. Just for the sake of like just summer bling, we're gonna use Talia, and I'm not going for anything. Ooh, that's pretty. Like, I'm not going for anything perfect. I want more of like a blown out look. No perfect lines. And this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my eyes and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to line my lips. I'm using Milani's lip liner. This lip liner came in the set with the Salt and Pepper collection, and this is in Chew. It's like a really nice mid-tone brown. It doesn't have any red in it. It's really nice. Like, I kind of want like a peachy glossy kind of look, so I'm gonna use Kyoto by NYX. kind of on the matte side, but I'm gonna add gloss. And we're gonna apply Milani's Luminoso lip gloss. I want to use something more on the pinky peach side, but I don't want to use something that you guys can't pick up right now, so just use this one. These glosses are really good. Like I said to you guys earlier that I love blush, so I'm going to apply more blush. We're going to use Rose d'Oro by Milani. Trying to think if I want highlighter. Can't go wrong with Maybelline Master Chrome. This is in Molten Gold. And we're gonna do one more spritz of setting spray. So yeah guys, this is my final look, and even though it was a lot of steps, I feel like I still look fresh and dewy, and that was pretty much the look I was going for. I still wanted to look beat, but then at the same time I still wanted to look fresh and pretty and glowy, and I accomplished that with today's look. I think oily girls could still get that dewy look. You don't have to be matte and dry this summer. Go ahead and give it a try and see how it works out for you. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.